What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Now, today is another episode of r/EntitledParents, but before we get into the entitledness, I have to let you know that I've now finished my university degree. So that means you can expect daily videos on the Redditor channel from now until, well, forever. Anyway, let's get into the entitled parents. EM says she'll sue us for injuring her child during paintball after signing the agreement about it. Context: this story happened last weekend when I was out paintballing with my buddies. For those of you who don't know, it's an indoor-outdoor sport where you get to shoot each other with pressurized air guns that shoot paintballs. The balls are shot at such a high pressure it will cause at least some bruises at minimum. Because of this, some paintball parks have you sign an agreement about not being held responsible for these injuries. Story. So, you know how I said some paintball parks have you sign an agreement? Well, at the one I went to, if you're bringing children under 13 with you, or you want to have them play with other players, there is another agreement you have to sign. Keep this in mind. Because I'm rather careful with what I'm signing up for, I read all the details before signing it. Behind me, I see EM, dressed in a typical soccer mum style, along with her ES, who was around 8. After I rented out my gear, EM talked to the paintball park manager about having her entitled son join the game. PM was against this and said we weren't using low impact paintballs for kids and talked about details of the agreement, but she pretty much ignored all of his words and kept demanding that ES join the rest of the group. PM sighs and makes her sign both papers. EM didn't bother to read them. Well, why doesn't that surprise me? Next, the paintball park employee was giving everyone the safety briefing. Standard stuff. Don't shoot straight into the air, don't shoot guys who are eliminated, don't shoot anyone close range, have safeties and cover on outside the range, etc. While the rest of the people were listening carefully, ES wasn't paying attention and was pretending to be Rambo, waving the gun around and pretending to shoot people. The paintball park manager saw this and politely asked the kid to stop doing that. But EM shouted to stop, claiming how unfair it was for him to only yell at my angel. PM ignored her and just gave ES a warning. So before entering the range, PE separates people into two teams, with me, my buddies and one group of people into one team and ES and another group of people on the other team. EM was sitting on the bench outside of the range, watching ES play while her eyes were glued to her cell phone. As we entered, ES started to act like he was hot stuff and bragged about how this will be like Fortnite and I'll be number one and will beat everyone. Both teams instantly cringed hard and gave him the stink eyes. Game starts, and with the sound of the air horn, everyone starts shooting. It feels like a war zone with paintballs flying everywhere. Everyone from my team was trying to hit ES, and no one from his team provided cover fire. I was bunkered down in one of the covers when I saw ES running out in the open, still acting like he was Rambo. Everyone on my team starts shooting at him and he gets eliminated. The kid starts crying and goes into the elimination corner. EM starts shouting how unfair it was for us to target her kid. The game ends with our team winning. Everyone gets out and ES ran over to EM while me and my buddies went to our bench, cleaning up and refilling our guns. Then EM approached us with ES. You guys are monsters! I'm sorry? All of you are clearly singling out my son. My friend says, well, he was out in the open and the game is called elimination. But surely you could have gone easy on him. My other friend says no one is obligated to do that. You will apologise to my son. No, it's paintball. You should have expected this. Look at his ruined clothes. Look at all the bruises. Lady, it's a paintball. What did you expect? Mummy, that guy has a nice looking gun. Can I have it? He points at my friend's gun. Now, my friend was a paintball maniac and had an insane poker themed custom gun. Sure, sweetheart, turns to my friend. You will give me that as a compensation. No. The gun cost me quite a bit for a custom design. I'm not giving it to you. Oh, I will just take it then. And she tries to go for the gun. My friend now stands up, revealing his intimidating 6'5" height, which easily dwarfed the EM at just over 5'2". No, now please go away before we call someone to have you removed. PM came over to see what was going on. EM started her sob story about how we were targeting only her son. PM reminded her again about the agreement and that she ignored the fact that we weren't using low impact paintballs. EM screamed like a banshee and left, swearing how she was going to sue us, the guests, for harassing her and her son, and the park for dangerous operation. We just shrugged and enjoyed a few more rounds of Capture the Flag and King of the Hill. It's Monday now and we haven't heard anything from EM nor the paintball park. Well, something tells me that she's not going to be getting in touch. I can't believe the kid said, this will be like Fortnite. Oh, Ninja, what have you done? Entitled mum holds up bus for over 30 minutes to get food for her kids. ends up getting kicked off. For a bit of background information, I live a good 3.5 hours from my dad and my mum/stepdad. I can't drive, so when I need to go up to them, I usually get a bus ticket since they're relatively cheap and I've never had a problem with them. Since it's a long drive, the bus takes a small break at a city about 45 minutes away from town. When this happens, the bus will pull up to a gas station that also is one of the bus stops, and the driver will announce where we are and that we'll be there for 10 to 15 minutes so we can get out and stretch our legs or go to the gas station to use the restroom or buy some snacks. When this happened, I was heading back to my town, so I've already been on the bus for a few hours already. When I first got on, I was the only one, but at the other stops before the gas station, some other people got on. No one super noticeable, but I wasn't really paying too much attention. Mainly students or people my age, but there was also what I assumed to be, mother and her 2 kids. I was sitting in the very back with earphones in and playing on my Switch, so again, not paying too much attention. Anyways, we get to the stop and the driver announces where we are and that we're taking a small 10-minute break so we can get out and do whatever. I stay in my seat since I'm pretty deep into my game and don't need anything, but notice some people get off the bus, including the mum and her kids. About 10 minutes pass and the bus driver gets back on and starts counting everyone. I'm pretty sure he has a list of everyone or how many people that are supposed to be on the bus, and gets back to the front of the bus and announces he's missing 3 people. Hint, it's the mum and her kids, so we can't leave until they get back. Great. I go back to playing Zelda on my Switch. I'm not super bothered since I think they'll be back soon and the buses have outlets so I can charge my phone and Switch. They get back 30 minutes later. I'm not sure if the bus driver called them or something, but when the mum steps on the bus, the driver is obviously annoyed and asks her where she was. The conversation went like this. The bus driver: "Mom, where were you? We've been waiting for half an hour." "We were getting food. My children are hungry and we stopped for a break." She motions to her kids, who both have bags from a fast food joint. "The break was 10 minutes. You were gone for 40. Please try to not hold up the bus again. I have a schedule to follow. You're free to stretch or use the gas station for a bathroom break or snacks, so please don't do that again." This is when all heck breaks loose. "Wow, my children need real food, not chips or whatever poop that place has. If anything, your breaks should be longer." "Sorry mom, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and if I get behind on one trip, I'll get behind on the others. Please take a seat and I'll start driving." "No, this is unacceptable. I'll have you fired, you..." Insert many derogatory slurs here. "Mom, one more time, sit down so I can continue driving." "F off, I'll get your bum fired." "Okay, fine. Get off or I'm calling the police." "Fine, call them. I'll get your stupid bum deported." The bus driver is Mexican and has an accent, which I am not going to try and replicate. So he calls them. They show up within a few minutes, and BD, NEM and her kids get off to talk to the police. So I'm not sure what they said, but after a few minutes, she storms onto the bus, grabs her bags and stomps off the bus. Seriously, the whole bus was shaking. I asked the guy a few rows in front of me what happened out there, and the police obviously took BD's side and told EM they'll find a way to get her to her location, but she can't use this mode of transport. She cussed up a storm at them, but they just told her to get her bags and come with them. After she and her kids left, BD got back on the bus, apologised for the wait and started driving again. The rest of the ride went smoothly and I got back home late but overall okay. Ugh, the end, I guess. According to EMs, only their time is important. Everything else is irrelevant. And if you try to defy her, you're wrong and an idiot. I let kid draw, mother wants to buy it, and accuses me of stealing it. Sorry if the text looks confusing, read the story and you'll get it. So I've been a big listener / reader of r/EntitledParents and have been watching most of Redditor's videos. Well, thank you very much for that. I didn't expect something like this to actually happen to me. Also, sorry if some words are like bon appetit, since English isn't my native language. Let's start, shall we? I was on my way home from school and brought my tablet with me, since the ride to and from school was very long. I was sketching a bit when a small kid, let's call him SK, came up to me and asked what I was doing. I showed him my sketch and SK asked if he could draw a bit. I, a bit idiotically, said okay, and SK sat next to me with my tablet in his hand. I watched closely to make sure he wasn't breaking it, and SK was actually pretty good at drawing. A bit of time passed and SK went back to his mother. I thought that I would have a nice story to tell, but oh boy was I wrong. 5 minutes pass and SK comes back with her mother. I, a big reader of r/EntitledParents, knew immediately that the situation would go out of hands. The conversation went something like this. "Nice tablet you got there." "Thank you. My son really likes your tablet. I know, I let him draw on it for a bit and he looked very entertained. Can you have it? I'll give you 50 euros. No, sorry, I have only had it for a few weeks and personalised it for myself. Also, this tablet is not worth 50 euros. How much do you want for it? Again, no, I'm not selling my new tablet. Now the SK then jumps in. Mum, I don't want to have his tablet. No, sweetie, I will get you that tablet. EM got closer to me and I started to panic. I slowly put my tablet into my bag, but EM was not having it. She smacked the tablet out of my hands and I tried to take it, but she was quicker and ran away with it. I chased her down to the other side of the train when H stepped in, also known as my hero. Mom, is that your tablet? Yes, he tried to steal it from me. H was looking at me and saw the confusion and the brokenness in my face. He started asking about the details of it. What OS is on it? I don't care what's on it, it's mine. I step in saying Windows 10 Home 32-bit. H opened the cover and saw the Windows logo on the bottom of the tablet. He looked at me and from his facial expression I knew he had a plan. Who made the tablet? If it's a Windows tablet, it's obviously made by Microsoft. No, you're wrong. The tablet was made by Blue Chip. Remove the case and look at the back. H did, and there was a logo spelling Blue Chip, just as I said. But EM still said that the tablet was hers, even though she answered both questions incorrectly. Now she was shouting louder than before, and my ears couldn't take it. Then I did something that I never thought I would ever do. Press the emergency stop button. The train driver stopped the train, came out, and I explained what happened, and EM, including SK, got kicked out at the next stop. And that's about it. I have since then never seen those two again, although I kinda want to see SK again and draw on my tablet with him. And just to be clear, my tablet is fine. Thanks for reading what I had to say and have a great day. Well, thank you very much RealTRG for your submission to the subreddit. Much appreciated, and that was a pretty good story. Anyway, if you enjoyed that video, check out this custom playlist I've made of my top 5 Reddit stories. Click on the screen and I will see you over there in a second.